blood.
With that being said, I immediately started throwing all of these goons in this sweatshop into a furnace.
Yeah, dude, the furnace is brutal.
And then she just jumps out and she's like, ah!
I'm sorry!
I already had it
Yeah.
upside down, and it flipped, and I had to restart the mission. God, that guy goes, wah! Just goes straight
I
to the
know,
ceiling.
just spine ripped out, Mortal Kombat fatality.
Wei Shen turns into a gangster, dude. It is
This is Red
so-
Pole Way. They talk about like 50 Cent getting shot 7 times and living. This dude got shot 800 times.
Oh, man, there's no getting him off. And it says, mission failed, Dog Eyes got away. Welcome back to the Sleeping Dogs Game Pack series. This is episode 2. Joining me, as always, is my co-host.
Well, hello, Brandon. It's me. It's Tyler. We got some sleeping dogs to talk about today. We're done with the napping kitty cats. Today, we're in on the dogs.
I was hoping to come up with like a triad nickname for you before we got started.
I'll take...
Because, you know, we got Big Smile Lee, we got Broken Nose Jing, we got Pockmark Pierre, what's his name?
I'll be Ramen Slurp, dude. Ramen Slurp _5. It's kind of a gamer tag, but...
Ramen Slurp Sawyer.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good one.
I guess I could just be Mudbug.
Hang on, wait.
Mudbug.
We can't bury the lead here. You have your Gex doll in the background.
Oh, I
You've
do.
been getting up to some Gexual activity.
I do. Hold on. I'm not sure if... let me move it real fast.
This is incorporate. We have to. This is the name
Yeah,
theme right here.
Let me put him in the shot, because he's probably going to be cropped out.
Can this be the host?
Yeah. He gets,
Let Gex host.
He just pops one-liners the entire time. And makes pop culture references from the 90s.
Dude, I hope you got to be paying him well.
Of course. I had to dig him up from an early grave. But we're not playing Gex, unfortunately. But we are playing Sleeping Dogs. Funny enough, both owned by Square Enix, I think. That's kind of a strange connection there. If you were to have been playing through the same portion we're playing through, you would have played through the mission Initiation. So we're going to jump into our missions, starting with, what was the next one?
Payback.
Payback, and then we're going to go all the way through Initiation. Before we get started, any takeaways or any problems that you had in this big chunk?
No issues. I had some funny run-ins in the open world, just like little funny driving situation encounters with people. But no problems. It was an easy one to cruise through because it was pretty high octane action from the beginning.
Yeah, I had a few glitches. I had a few glitches that soft lock me, or otherwise I had to restart at checkpoints, and I had just had some silly things happen that we're going to talk about as we go.
Okay.
So let's jump into our first mission. I'm going to pull up my gameplay just so I can scrub through. So Payback was the mission that we did, where we go talk to Winston.
Yeah.
And Winston is like, hey, my mom's restaurant got shot up. And my mom's okay, but this is a serious act. And he's pretty sure it's Dog Eyes. So he's like, we're going to bounce back, and we're going to go hit Dog Eyes' sweatshop. We're going to, like, his big money maker, we're going to go hit that. Because, like, at this point in the game, it's been a lot of tit for tat between Winston and Dog Eyes, with Dog Eyes kind of being the one initiating it. And he seems to have some kind of ulterior or motive or support that we don't know about. Some kind of reason to be doing what he's doing. But Winston's pissed. And he's like, yeah, go blow it all up. And this is where Wei Shen, being our boy, is like, hey, maybe, we could blow it up. But how about we get this other guy? I forget his name. He's got like this guy.
Siwa.
Siwa's like the manager of this sweatshop. And he's like, why don't we get Siwa?
You'll never take me alive.
Yeah, why don't we get Siwa, and we can flip him, make him work for us, and then let's just kick back additional to the chairman, Uncle Po, so that way he's not mad about what's going on. It'll make us look even better. And so Winston's like, all right, sure, bring him in alive. And that's kind of where our mission starts. But before we all hop in the car, to have a nice, pleasant ride to the sweatshop. I think his name's Conrad, the Winston clone.
Yeah, the clone. Yes, that's right.
Conrad is just like, hey.
Not to be confused with the other muscle-bound beefcake, Calvin.
Calvin, yeah.
Who we save from some...
Talk about him later. Calvin is insane.
He becomes important. He is.
Insane. He's an insane man. But Conrad is like, hey, I want to see some blood on your hands. By the end of this night, I want to see blood on your hands. I want you to prove me you're not a cop.
I want to, just before we keep going with that thread, I want to establish some background here. Because we need to remember... The game has not had us kill anyone yet with a gun. Of course, I've run people over in the open world. I've attacked them with HVAC units. I've, shocked them to the point where their heart stops with my taser. You have definitely killed people.
Oh, yeah.
But you haven't killed people the American way with guns. So the one time that we've shot in the game up until this point was in the tutorial, which was the previous mission.
Yeah, if you haven't done anything. Now, you remember let's talk about that narrative dissonance a little bit. We compare it to Yakuza a little bit. What you're doing in the game versus what's happening narratively are two different things.
Yeah,
in open world games, you kind of have to just accept that. That happens a lot with... Unless it's some kind of AAA monster like Rockstar Games where they kind of are able to incorporate, your character's behavior into conversations outside of that behavior, kind of like in Red Dead 2. Like if you play as a bad Arthur Morgan, he will talk about some of the bad things that he does to some of the campmates at the camp. This ain't one of them games, though. So you do have to remember at this point, no matter what you've done, whether you've thrown someone off of a building or into a meat hook or whatever, that doesn't count as Wei Shen killing anybody.
Yeah, no, because it wasn't with a firearm. It doesn't count for Curtis. No, what's his name?
Conrad.
Conrad doesn't count. I want to see blood on your hands, but it's like, I got blood.
With that being said, I immediately started throwing all of these goons in this sweatshop into a furnace.
Yeah, dude, the furnace is brutal.
Dude, my eyes lit up. I just saw that furnace and I was like, yep. Everybody's going in that furnace.
Dude, I've done everything but behead someone at this point. I've impaled. I've thrown them into a fiery furnace. No Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to save this guy. I mean, he's just being cooked. And if you stand over his cooked body, you will take damage as well.
Yeah. So I love this mission, by the way. This mission is a ton of fun. This is kind of the
pure chaos.
This is the set piece missions I'm looking for. I mean, it is a massacre. I mean, you go in here and you're throwing people into AC units, furnaces. You're beating the crap out of all of them. You're getting knives. You're getting weapons. And then, like you said, you kind of vault over this cover and you disarm a guy and you get a gun. And from that point forward, it's a gunfight throughout this huge sweatshop. And
lots of Max Payneing around. You get behind cover, you press A, and you just have a super generous slow-mo to get all the triad headshot bonuses you want.
I had chosen the police upgrade path to make the guns even better, like with the slow motion. So, I mean, I was just kind of like... That's kind of my gunplay go-to move is just vault and go in slow motion and connect the headshots as much as I can. Because the gunplay is not really... Like, you could tell the gunplay was kind of an afterthought with this game.
It's not great.
It's kind of inaccurate. It doesn't really feel really fun to shoot the guns.
Yeah. I found that getting the upgrades for the slow-mo allows you to just, vault over a thing and then continue running around for a solid, 5 seconds in slow-mo. So, once you have max top upgrades... If you just stay around things to vault over, you just can spend your entire combat scenario in slow-mo, essentially, just popping off headshots one after another. It's an incredibly generous slow-mo. It makes Wei Shen truly a superhero. Where
my biggest complaint about the gunplay though is whenever you have a gun out and you need to fight somebody, when you get close to them, all you have is that just kind of weird kick.
Yeah, it's very ineffective.
If you have a pistol, you can kind of stick it in your pants real fast and then kind of go into fight mode. But if you got an assault rifle or something, you gotta drop it.
Drop it. Yeah.
And I don't like the way the guns look in this game. they all have this weird texture to them. They just shiny, smooth texture.
Sure.
And they all just look weird. They just I don't know what it is. They're too big. Like they have way too many attachments. It's just odd.
You do find a lot of assault rifle with tack light.
Yeah, there's like tack lights and scopes and all these weird things. It's weird. But yeah, we're gonna grab Siwa and we're gonna drag
we're
him.
gonna try to, and then he's gonna hit us with this "You'll never catch me alive" copper sort of shout, and runs past you, which is like, Wei Shen, you are a superhero at this point. You could throw a knee and stop that man right here, but we got to get the chase sequence in.
Yeah, we chase back through. The place is blowing up. I mean, we're massacring this place, and we literally drag him out and kind of do like a little kind of like behind the like holding him and shooting people like human hostage.
Human shield.
Yeah, human shield. And
Which
then
I love, dude. They used to great effect later in our chunk that we played this time. I'm gonna reference it later.
Yeah,
but the amount of times these human shields can take shots is insane.
But yeah, Siwa gets in a vehicle, and then we have to chase him. This is where we learn. We were talking about doing the action hijack. This is where they
tutorialize it.
And we bring him back to Winston, and we do what we say. Winston basically is like, "Hey, you work for me now." He's gonna kick back, and we're gonna make good with Uncle Po. And Uncle Po is a name that we keep hearing. All we know is that he's the chairman of the Red Poles, or the Sun On Yi, excuse me. And that concludes that mission. I love that mission. I thought it was great. Super high octane action.
Curtis at the very end of that mission, dude, Curtis gives us our a little pat on the back.
He does.
Where he's like,
he finally said, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was wrong about you, man."
I mean, finally, it only took us, throwing 10 dudes in a furnace, killing their moms.
Absolutely blowing up an entire factory in the docks.
Yeah. And then a high-speed chase to end it off for him to be like, "All right, you all right with me, Wei Shen?"
And we're like, yeah, of course, because we really don't need his recognition anyway.
No.
So that brings us to our next mission, which would be Uncle Po. We're gonna go meet Uncle Po. So we go back to, let's see, let me scrub. I did some stuff in between.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part where it teaches you about the armored vans that you can hijack. Right. Now that you know how to action hijack, you can action hijack these vans and you can deliver them and get some extra money.
I did that once, and I was kind of disappointed by how much money I made. I was like, oh, it's much more lucrative to do steal cars for Dr. Tran, for Uncle Tran or whatever, Jackie's uncle.
Yeah.
He pays way better than these armored vans.
Yeah, a lot of stuff pays way better. I mean, if you were like right by one of those garages and you just hopped on, yeah, sure, easy money. But yeah, I don't actively seek them out.
Me neither.
So yeah, we go back to is it Club Bam Bam? We go back to Club
Bam Bam. Yeah, that's the place.
And Winston's on the phone, and everyone's kind of sitting around like, oh no, like everyone looks kind of like you cut the tension with a knife in that room. And Winston is talking to Uncle Po, and Uncle Po is sounds like he's not happy on the other side of the phone. And Winston doesn't say much. He's just like, Wei, you're coming with me. It looks like you get to meet Uncle Po today. And all the rest of the guys are like, oh, take us. And he's like, no, I ain't taking any of you jokers. I'm taking Wei Shen, because if it wasn't for him, we would all be dead because of what we did.
Well, Curtis even chimes in. He's like, boss, what's going on? He's like, I want you to sit down and shut up or I'm going to kill you or whatever. He's like, okay, boss, I'm just making sure. Yeah, so these dudes are on a knife's edge right now.
Yeah, and one of the very rare instances where I really enjoyed the car ride to the destination, the conversation you have with Winston about how he has so many people that he's responsible for, people that depend on him for a lot of stuff. You kind of see a lot of the pressure that kind of drives him to be kind of the way he is. And because he thinks that he could be dying at this meeting. It could be like one of those Joe Pesci and Goodfellas moments where it's like you think you're walking into something that's looks like something else and you're just getting capped. And he's basically telling Wei Shen, he's like, if anything happens to me, I need you to make sure to take care of the guys, take care of my wife or my fiance Peggy, and take care of my mom. And
yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing from Winston here, given the scenario.
yeah, and so he's like, basically, it's like, we got to look after the people we love, and sometimes we show love in weird ways. Basically, is what he's saying. Which I thought that was a good conversation, a good kind of built the character, because so far Winston just seems like a big screw up, like he's just kind of like a hot-headed leader, just constantly going back and forth with dog eyes.
Well, it goes back to what we talked about in the last episode. Winston is surrounded by people who are capable of like shaking down folks on the street, but they're not capable of much more than that. And Wei Shen brings a capability that extends past just being a thug running around and trying to extort stall owners for a little extra cash. He brings a capability that includes diplomacy, like getting in close with people in power, charming them and impressing them, and having becoming like a trusted ally to those people. So for a person like Winston, he sees the talent that Wei Shen brings, and so he's going to pull him as close as he can, which he gets a bit of an opportunity to do so. And I think this car ride to Uncle Po is kind of like writing Wei Shen into his will. Like,
because as we get to the building, we meet that one guy on the outside, Ricky.
Ricky, yeah.
I guess he's just kind of like the bodyguard around. We don't really know much about him, and he's just kind of like making fun of Winston. He's like, "Wow, man, you look sick. Good luck." And we go inside and we meet Uncle Po.
Well, he says straight up, he goes, "Yeah, I just saw Dog Eyes, and I get Two Smile Lee, maybe, or whatever." He's like, not Two Smile, Big Smile Lee.
Big Smile Lee.
He's like, "I saw them just walk out of here just fine, and that doesn't bode well for the other party now, does it?" They're doing everything they can, the writers are, to make us think that Winston is in big trouble, potentially even Wei Shen. But
yeah, and then we walk in and we meet Uncle Po, and Uncle Po's immediately excited to see Wei Shen. And he congratulates him on making the decisions that he did. And he's like, no, that wasn't on me. It was Winston, which is a lie. But he's trying to make Winston look good.
Yeah, the Siuwa. It was keep taking Siuwa alive. That was the thing that Uncle Po liked, because what Winston wanted to do was to go blow up the whole thing and just take it over himself. But it makes so much more sense for the guy who's like capable of running this business to be brought to your side rather than just blown away.
Yeah.
And someone like Uncle Po recognizes that talent.
Yeah, and it shows how complex of a character Wei Shen is as well. Because, like, does he see this because it's the police side of him? Or does he see this because it's the criminal side of him? Or maybe it's a little bit both. It was really interesting to think about.
I think that, dude, I think that having the cop side on his mind brings to him like possibilities of like gangster work that these dudes aren't considering because they're not cops. Like, he's able to kind of toe the line because he has both of these realities in his mind at the same time. And it's in the side of the world where there are fewer kind of social rules, and all that seems to matter is hierarchy, something that a dude later says. He can just kind of be a cop also and like go really far. He just can't let them know that he's a cop. He just like, I'll be gangster and cop, and they're like, this is the greatest thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, and now he's getting in real deep, so he's got to be careful. He can't.
Oh, dude, he
can't
starts
leave a
to
paper
have
trail.
bad dreams.
Yeah, he can't leave a paper trail.
It's on his mind. Like, we see a progression of like psychosis taking him over, where he can't sleep and he's like having these flashbacks of things. And his relationship with Raymond is just plummeting.
Yeah.
Raymond, we're
going to talk about Raymond
handler
here in a minute as well. But Uncle Po is like, hey, I really appreciate you. I got a place for people like you in my army, essentially. I got some more lucrative work for you, something better than shaking down these night stalls. So go meet this guy, Roland. He could use your help. And so when you walk out, Ricky sees us, and he's like, whoa. I didn't think you'd be walking out of there, especially you, because you're just Winston's dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if you want to see what it's like to work in the big time, you can take the car across the street so you get a nice car.
Which I love that moment because, like, again, this is one of those, I had been doing races.
Yes,
I had been leveling up my face. I came to this meeting in my Lamborghini, and he's like, why don't you take that Charger over there, see what a taste of the high life is like. It's like, okay, buddy, settle down.
Yeah, so we go meet Roland. This is where the mission gets a little less interesting, but you meet Roland, and he's just kind of like a collector.
He's an old head. He's an
Yeah,
unk.
yeah, he's been doing it for a minute, and he's just kind of like telling you like a little bit what it's like to be in that life. But he's just kind of hanging out on this old like van seat that was taken out of a vehicle, and he just gives you an SMG. He's like, I need you to go collect, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you go collect, and you gotta go kind of just.
I think this is the mission where Wei Shen gets TB. Little Red Dead humor for the audience. I love it.
Yeah, this is the part where like you do like this kind of extreme car chase, and you take out a bunch of cars, and you have to.
Oh my god, dude!
It's like an unnecessary amount of cars you gotta take out.
They just spawn when one explodes, another one is spawned in the explosion.
Yeah.
They like reform in the cloud of nuts and bolts and gas and form back into a car and chase after you. When you get good at shooting tires, dude, the cars come rolling at you like an avalanche. They're just exploding and flying out. It's kind of amazing.
It sucks on one hand because like I try to farm the triad experience by shooting the cars and getting damage on them, but if you don't just keep shooting tires, you're gonna die. It's happened to me several times. So I just shoot the tires as soon as I see them and they go flying up, and it's fun.
It's so OP. It works on cars and vans and motorcycles the same, dude. They all fly.
So yeah, we do our action hijack that we learned, and we steal the car. This part's really funny because you're taking her back to pay. She's like, "Oh, there's a bunch of drugs in the back of the car," and then she just jumps out. And she's like, "Ah! I'm sorry." Dude, and Wei Shen's like, "Oh God, I wasn't gonna do anything that bad."
Dude, I thought I messed up. I was like, "Oh," I was expecting a fail scene to pop up, like you let her jump out.
No, she literally says it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I had a little bit of a glitch. I was getting a call from was it Raymond? I was getting the call. No, it was from Roland. But the picture looked like Jackie Ma on my phone. I don't know why why it showed that.
That's interesting.
Anyways, so that's that mission. But we do go meet Raymond. We get a phone call from Raymond.
Yeah, dude. This is where things get spicy.
Yeah,
between these two guys.
Yeah, like you said, Raymond's mad. He's like, he's like, bro, I don't even have to ask you what's going on because I can read the newspapers, dog. This whole place just got blown up. So much crazy stuff is happening. If anyone figures out that the cops are involved in any of this, we're gonna be in huge trouble. I'm pulling you out. And then he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't want to pull me out? I am literally the best shot that anybody's got because I am in, dude. Uncle Poe just like...
I just met the chairman,
I am here. I am in it. And he not only did I meet the chairman, but he likes me.
Yep. He gave him a fist bump, dude.
Yeah, and he says to Raymond, he's like, yeah, why don't you read my reports? That's when he says, I can just read the newspaper. So he obviously is not reading all of his reports. Yeah,
Raymond seems like very much by the book. Wei Shen has been told by Superintendent, what's his name? Pendrew. He was told by him, by any means necessary, do whatever's needed, as he shot a cadaver 3 times to pin a death on someone else. So Wei Shen, it was after that moment, the very next story mission, Wei Shen is like, all right, guys, we're ready to go blow some faces off. It was like... That was what Wei Shen was looking for. That's what he needed if it wasn't what he was looking for.
Yeah.
To go all the way. And now, after 2 missions of going all the way, they're like, whoa, 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 buddy, you weren't supposed to go all the way. And he's like, I've been going all the way. You told me.
Yeah, you just haven't been reading my reports. And like and he says like, yeah, well, you're just a foot soldier. And he's like, yeah, well, it says it here. This foot soldier's been marked for promotion because I made sure Siwa got out. It's because of me all this happened. And he's like, oh, you're up for promotion? And he's like, yeah, maybe you should read my reports. And he walks off, and he's pissed. So, obviously...
tension is growing.
Obviously, we're going to take the side of Wei Shen because we're playing as Wei Shen. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Obviously, he's getting a little close with some of these people that he's operating with. But Raymond doesn't... I think Raymond is not giving him enough credit. Which brings us to our next mission, which would be Bride-to-Be. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I think that's right. Let's see. Yep.
So in this mission...
Yeah, we did the collection and then Bride-to-Be.
In this mission, we go
back to the restaurant.
Yeah, we go back to the restaurant, and Mrs. Chu, which is Winston's mom, who was okay from that shooting, by the way. She was like, "Hey, look, I need."
Dog, she was in there blocking those shots with her knife. I know she was just
ching, 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 ching. Yeah, like
cyberpunk
with her meat cleaver. I like Mrs. Chu. Mrs. Chu is awesome, man.
Dude, yeah, she has quite the turn.
That is like a mama figure. Like she asks for something, no matter how much you think she's being a prude, you need to help her. You know, but yeah, she's basically like, hey, look, Winston is neglecting all these things he needs to be doing for his wedding. So I need you to
come on,
need you to take his fiance Peggy out and go basically run some errands. Yeah. And that's kind of what this mission is. I mean, it's a nice mission.
Yeah, it's fun to it's fun to drive as insanely as you possibly can while not upsetting her.
My wife,
that's the fun.
My wife came in while I was playing this mission. She was like, I think it's. She literally said that verbatim. She's like, I think it's so funny. You have these nice, like, soft, sensual conversations, and you're driving like an absolute madman. Yeah, I'm like cutting through stuff. I'm
weaving in and out of oncoming traffic.
Yeah. But yeah, you're doing stuff
that's the fun part.
You're going pick up, wedding dresses, or going try on a wedding dress, pick it up, flowers. Don't miss the jade statue to get your move upgrade.
Oh, dude, of course.
And then you gotta go pick up your cake. Now, this is something funny funny that happened to me in this is remember how last time I was talking about like the harassing the bus driver thing? You had to honk the horn, not hit him. Yeah. I did the same thing before it even gave me the prompt to it says don't hit the van. I already had it upside down and it flipped and I had to restart the mission because I didn't look where it said hold the A button to hijack, and I was just ramming them.
It's their fault.
Well, hold on.
They put us in a fast car.
Let me look, because in the gameplay, I'll have to edit it in. But yeah, I ended up flipping it and had to restart it. And then you gotta go get flowers, so you gotta go like to the Shaolin Temple.
Oh my god, this is so absurd.
And you gotta like do the stupid fast talking persuasion game, which shouldn't even be in there.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
And you go pick these flowers, and you have to fight these monks, which are the hardest bad guys in this entire game.
On the way back.
Yeah.
They're just like, you fast talk them on the way in. They're just like, hey, what's up? What are you doing here? And you're like, oh, don't you know that the ocean is as wide as it is deep, and if you go in one direction long enough, you'll end up in the same spot. And just saying all this gobbledygook nonsense, and they're like, yes, brother, you may go in and steal our flower. And then you steal the flower, and they're like, we were just kidding. We're going to kill you now.
Yeah.
And you have the most difficult fight in the game so far with dudes who are defensive masters.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, these guys don't let you get. I was constantly trying to grab them, throw them into stuff because that's what.
And it doesn't work. The only thing you can do is parry.
I got like one of them in one of those water pots.
Wait, say again.
I got one of them.
You hit him with a water balloon
in the water pot. There's like a big water
I didn't do
pot.
that.
I was able to get one of them in there. I think I may have banged one of their heads on the gong, but I ended up just kind of fighting them as good as I could just to get it done. And yeah, you get the flowers, and then after you get the flowers, the police show up, and then you gotta run away from the cops. You gotta lose the cops, and then drop Peggy off, and that's kind of the end of the mission.
Come on, Peg leg.
But the most important thing about this mission is that it's kind of setting up Peggy as a sister figure to Wei Shen,
a sympathetic,
because he lost his sister, and the way that they do it, they're really making this. This group of characters, a family that Wei Shen's never had, and it's gonna get him more connected to what's going on with these people versus what's going on in his case as a police officer. So I think that's really the main point of this mission. It's not really like they had to throw some gameplay stuff in there to make it more fun than just driving around. But honestly, I think I would have just enjoyed driving around and having the conversation, because that was the best part of the mission for me.
Yeah, I agree. The fight at the Shaolin Temple, the chasing down the cake van and action hijacking it, totally unnecessary. I think that this developers at this stage, like big developers with lots of money, they're better about like embracing slower paced segments that are just for dialogue and exposition these days than they were in this era. Like your biggest AAA games now often have long stretches of just kind of like just like thoughtful, considered, kind of loving shots of the environment and a character telling a story about hunting a deer or something like that. But this is not that game. They instead make you action hijack a school bus full of children to save them from the triad murderer.
So before we get to our next mission, the wedding, after grabbing all the stuff and getting ready for said wedding, you would, I think, have to have finished the case completion for the street racing murderer guy.
Hot shot, yeah.
So you do have to go do that. I like doing these cases because it's like extra work. Like it really does make you feel like you're toppling some criminal activity from the inside.
Well, they're helping to establish the dual life that Wei Shen has to lead, because all of the main missions are triad missions, but he is still ostensibly a cop, expected to do cop things.
Yeah.
So I like these, and the next one is also really interesting. But I like the way that this one ended. Do you want to talk about how that story goes?
Yeah, so basically this street racer guy is murdering the people that he can't beat in a race fairly.
We get tight with that Ace dude, and he ends up...
Yeah, he ends up getting murked. You gotta go...
With a wheel through his chest, according to his girlfriend.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at my gameplay here. I don't think I had to finish the case 100%. I think I just had to progress it, maybe. Because in this race that I did, I just finished the race. I didn't actually catch Hotshot. But just for the sake of this conversation, yeah, you end up challenging him to a one-on-one race, and he totally cheats, by the way.
Yeah,
and,
3, and he goes.
Yeah, and then you disable his vehicle, and you hand him over on a silver platter.
Dude, I loved this sequence because the entire race, I think it's kind of like rubber banded a little bit for him to stay ahead of you a decent bit, because the entire time, like, I'm cooking it, and he's just right there in front of me, and there's never a point that I have a chance to get in front of him. He cheated at the beginning, all that good stuff. But as soon, the second that, like, you get to where the cops are, I catch up to him, I smash his junk, and I'm out of there. I mean, it was... I'll have to get the footage to you for that one. It was instantaneous. It was just bing, bam, gone. Good luck with the cops there, buddy.
I think mine's pretty similar. I think as soon as it gave me the prompt to do it, I just slammed into him.
Yeah, you take him out, and you're gone. He was... The game was giving him a little bit of plot armor the whole way.
Yeah.
Bastard.
So yeah,
so Hotshot's down.
We got to go pick up our suits for the wedding. So we call Jackie Mom. We're like, hey, let's go get our suits. I'll meet you at the wedding.
He's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, and so it's Hong Kong. It's Hong Kong, man.
Yep.
So you see Winston and Peggy and Mrs. Chu, and everyone's happy. It's a wedding. It's a sacred thing. And Winston's like, hey, listen, man, the chairman's here. I want to kiss some butt while I'm here. I got a case of his favorite wine in the back of my car. Could you go grab it real fast? I'm busy doing stuff. I'm the groom today.
Yeah. He's got a host.
And he's like, you know what they say?
Guest of honor.
Your wedding day is the best day of your life, and I think they're right. You know, he's on cloud 9, and we're happy. You know, because we've kind of grown close to Winston. We've grown close to Peggy. So we and Uncle Poe's like, oh, Wei Shen, I love everybody. This is such a great day, and he's just
aren't
so
I
happy.
a good guy?
Here's some money.
I'm such a good guy.
Voice...
And you recognize my voice, don't you?
Yeah. Goodbye.
I'm a very wholesome, loved actor.
But anyway, as we're out at the car getting the wine, we hear gunfire and screaming. That's no good. So Jackie
turns out just to be fireworks. Whee!
Yeah.
No,
that's the end of the mission. Everybody's happy.
I thought that they were going to get through the wedding. My thinking was they were going to be able to get through the wedding, and at the after party, when their guards are down, that's when the enemies roll in. People are a little toasted.
Quick question. You said you had played Sleeping Dogs before. Had you made it to this point?
Nope. This was news to me. I've never seen the wedding mission.
Gotcha. So yeah, Jackie Ma shows up late, and he's like, oh, dude, what the heck? And you're like, we got to get in there. and you basically fight through this entire wedding venue because all of the staff are in on it.
I know. They literally say, hey, when the fighting starts, you get a prompt that says, take out the wedding staff.
The catering staff, yeah.
That's it, the catering staff. It's so good, because, like, there are a bunch of waiters, like, running around with Glocks, and you gotta go snap their neck.
Yeah, dude, did you get the environment kill with the chandelier? Where you just tie the guy?
Yes, I did.
Dude,
Yes, I did.
I love those environment kills, man. I will put myself in danger to get these things. God, that guy goes, wah! Just goes straight to the ceiling.
Just spine ripped out, Mortal Kombat fatality. There's no way that guy's making it.
So we're fighting through a lot of guys, and there's a lot of gunfire sections as well. Almost a little bit too much gunfire for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. The fighting's just so much more fun than
it is.
Than
and
shooting
that big
the guns.
ballroom sequence was kind of annoying.
Yeah, they kind of place enemies in weird spots, like these weird corners that they're shooting at you, that they can hit you, but you can't hit them. And I've
had a couple people get lost in the environment, like inside of a van. There'd be like an enemy clipped in a vehicle. And in the ballroom sequence at the end of this segment, I couldn't find one of the enemies.
That happened to me.
I had to run upstairs, run all the way around. He wasn't there. Run back down, and eventually he popped out from some corner. I don't know where he was. He was hiding the whole time.
I had a very similar issue, but before we get into that room, that's where we find Winston and Peggy.
Sure.
We find Winston and Peggy, and Winston shot up. Peggy's dead, and he's like, "You gotta get Peggy out of here." Obviously, he's in shock because he doesn't realize that she's already dead, and both the groom and bride have died on their wedding day, which is horrible.
Smoked.
And obviously Winston and Peggy were very close friends of ours. But we hear Uncle Po is in danger as well, so we got to go save Uncle Po. Not only because we're in, but we got to keep him alive for the sake of police work as well. So that's when we go to that big ballroom area with the kind of the railing, the balcony section you were talking about. Which that part kind of sucked as far as gameplay is concerned, because I had the same problem. I was getting shot from angles I couldn't see where I was getting shot from.
Yeah. And a cover shooter is more cleverly designed than I would say this. A good cover shooter is more cleverly designed than people give them credit for. And you can tell in games like this that have cover shooting, but they're not a cover shooter, and it shows the weakness of the style when it's not designed for that specifically. So like you just have this big open space, too much walking room, and not enough cover, like actual cover, like cover from one direction, but three directions behind you are wide open, and they can flank you.
I was having some weird technical issues with, like, I would try to like vault slide over the cover, and it would warp me to the one behind me. And that was happening. I caught some of that too. Guns floating in the air when people dropped them. People in cover kind of just like going, like they're just stuck, weird stuff like that.
I've had a person do an eternal run into a tree. Like there's a tree here, and he's just sprinting.
I've had that happen to people in cars. Like they get out of their car and then they try to run at me, but they're in between the door and like the actual entrance to the door, and they're like, they're just stuck. You just walk up to them and go.
Well, on a similar technical note, do you ever hold your door open to knock over the coin meters?
I do it all the time.
Throw open. There's
sometimes I just do it for fun. I'm just driving and I'm just.
Oh, here's a guy.
But yeah, we meet up with Uncle Po. He's outside and he's shot, man. So we gotta get him to the hospital.
He's shot up.
And so we grab him and we're just dragging. Uncle Po through the gardens of this wedding venue, and you're not using him as a human shield, but you're having to hold him in one hand and shoot people with the other. I
was shocked they let him live. I thought he was gonna bite it right here. He's just bloody and old.
Yeah, he's just old. Luckily, I guess
he's
there's a hospital.
Old and super bloody.
A hospital right across the street, because we literally just drag him in there, and we're like, "Hey,
dude, shout out to their wedding planner. They thought of everything. What happened? Okay, so
so you're a triad. You're a triad. I know a great place right across the street from the general hospital. There's a McDonald's right down the street.
And Hong Kong's best emergency room. 800 feet away.
Also, we keep a lot of guns on site at the venue as well.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
But yeah, we bring Uncle Poe and we're like, yeah, we need a doctor. Don't, Uncle Poe's like, you gotta get out of here, man. The cops are gonna show up. And we
Our
obviously,
friends, the police.
we obviously can't be there when the cops show up because that would blow our cover. So we're like, hey, Wei Shen strip tells the lady, I'm gonna hold you directly responsible if anything bad happens to my uncle. Keep him alive.
Yeah.
And then we got to go meet up with Raymond directly after. After this, and I can't remember exactly what this conversation was about, but I remember it being very intense because this is where like
he really threatens to pull him out of the mission after this. He was like, "What the heck's going on? I've got a massacre on my hands. It wasn't supposed to get this crazy." And he was like, "I'm gonna pull you." And he was like, "Are you crazy? I am Winston now." He hits him with that line.
Yeah, he says, I'm one of them now." He's like, "That's what." That's the problem. That's the problem. I think you're losing your place. You're losing your way, and you kind of feel bad for Wei Shen because he's like, "Do you think it's easy for me showing up to these things like this?" Like,
yeah, he says that, yeah.
And I know what it's like. I mean, not being an undercover cop or anything like that, but knowing what it's like to talk to a manager who thinks that they know everything that's going on, but they're not the person who's in it and sees the situation for what it is, and they're trying to tell you what to do on paper, and it's a lot easier to say things on paper than it is to do them in practice. And it's like you have no idea what it is I'm going through and how hard this is, but it sure is easy for you to write about it on a piece of paper on your desk and come fuss me about it,
Yeah.
So I understand that dynamic 100%.
Yeah, they have a major communication breakdown, these two, because Raymond is expecting one thing, and Wei is dealing with an entirely different reality and having to grapple with that. And they're not able to talk through it. Like, they're speaking different languages, effectively.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Wei Shen's just like, well, no, this isn't the other conversation.
Well, yeah. Basically, what you said is exactly what happens. He just says, "Hey, you wanted the red poles. I'm one of them now." And he's like, "That's the problem." And he's like, "Okay, well, if you want to pull me and ruin the best shot that the HKPD has ever had to take down the Sun On Yee, then go ahead." And he walks off. And then, of course,
that's right. He hits him. This is the best undercover work that the Hong Kong PD has ever done.
Yeah. It looks like I had to complete more of the case here with Ace and Hotshot, so I did those missions, finished that up. Did the race down the mountain where he cheated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you would have to have finished this case before you go on to the next mission, which is Mrs. Chu's Revenge.
Oh, this one's a good one.
This is a really good mission. Let's see, I'm scrubbing my gameplay to get to it real fast.
So if I remember correctly, you go to the restaurant and the lights are off. It's a totally different vibe. There's not wait staff walking around and people doing stuff. It's just Mrs. Chu, and her environment reflects her internal reality. She's mourning and not really saying a whole lot at all.
Yeah,
and
I think you could have done either of these two. You could have done Meet the New Boss or Mrs. Chu's Revenge.
That's right. Yes.
I did Chu's Revenge first. It's just because it was the closest to me. But yeah, no, like you said, you feel so bad because like the last time you talked to Mrs. Chu, you were getting ready for the wedding day. It was a special day, but now all the lights are off. It's quiet, and she's just sitting there with a cigarette, I think.
Yeah, looking at her cup of tea.
No, she's looking at a picture of Winston.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm looking at a screenshot. It looks like she's just looking at her tea. But
she's got her tea set up. I don't think there's a cigarette. Maybe I'm lying. Or is there? I can't remember. But
how could you? I forgive you already.
There's a picture of Winston. She's just looking at a picture of Winston. I mean, that was her son, man. She lost her son over something that should have... I mean, even Mrs. Chu understands, you live the life of a gangster. There's certain things there's certain lines you don't cross. You don't strike someone on their wedding day.
Well, she acknowledges her responsibility in his lifestyle. She's like, I encouraged it, and maybe I shouldn't have. Something
really important in this cutscene. Wei Shen turns off the bug that we put in the vent. He turns off.
Yeah, I saw.
Because this has nothing to do with furthering our case in the Sun Yee. This is personal. Like,
dude, this is interesting.
This is a personal favor. Wei Shen's like, I saw one of the guys. I saw their face, and you're able to triangulate. We get a new mini game. We get a mini game. First thing we do is we call Ricky, and he gives us some hints as to who this guy might be, and we get the phone number of this guy, and we triangulate it.
Hold on, we didn't finish the Mrs. Chu conversation.
Oh, go ahead.
We tell her that we're gonna find the guy. We recognize someone at the wedding. We're gonna find him. We're gonna figure out who's behind it, and we're gonna take him out. And Mrs. Chu says, "Don't do that. Find him and bring him to me."
Yeah, bring him here. I will get the answers.
I also wanted to say,
dude,
it is, and she knows what this life is about. Like I said, she acknowledges her responsibility in what's happened, and just wants some peace of mind. Probably not that she'll ever get it, especially through what's about to happen. But if we're still reading those little psych profiles that come through on the phone, what's happening here reflects or echoes one of the ones that we get about Wei Shen and his activities in the United States. I can't remember which mission it is that we complete in this chunk that gives you this particular profile, but it's not spoilers for what's to come, but it's about how in a previous op in San Francisco, Wei Shen, a rival of Wei Shen's in the Tong or something like that family was found dead, washed up on Alcatraz. And what came up, like what was discovered, is that it was the person who I think gave Wei Shen's sister, she called Mimi. It's the person who gave her the needle that led to her death. So in his previous undercover detective, or this kind of work in the United States, he got involved with the people who ultimately ended up killing his sister. Dang. not by their own hand, but by giving her the drugs again. And then he, like he does with Miss Chu turning off the bug, he goes off the record and goes to get some personal revenge.
I mean, I don't
by killing this dealer.
I don't blame him, man, because
we're seeing it and it was for those things that these cops have those profiles saying, we're not sure about this Wei Shen guy. He's super effective, but he has these dark connections. And so, yeah, there is really no correct, as far as I can tell, no correct character aside from maybe like Ting, like the lady who's over the cop, the kind of like the serial killer and the murder racing guy. She seems to be the only like truly right character.
Raymond seems all right. I don't.
He's by the book.
He's by the book, but he just seems a little bit like a dunce.
Sure.
So yeah, we thanks for throwing in that extra info, because they could make a prequel about Wei Shen before the events of this game. It'd be super cool.
I really hope they figure out a way to continue this story.
Oh gosh, man.
By no means do we need a remake of this first game. Just do like they did, Red Dead 2 years later. Just do something like that. Include similar characters. Man. Maybe we play as a new guy, but
this is one of those games that just. I think we'll talk about it probably in our final episode of this series. But it's just one of those games that it's not ever going to get touched again, and it's such a shame because it suffered that 7 out of 10 kind of fate that games get. More on that later.
I don't know, dude. I think this game actually reviewed really well.
Does it? Did it?
I think so. Yeah. I don't. It's been a long time since I've looked at reviews, but in my memory, I feel like I remember seeing it doing well.
I'm going to Sleeping Dogs Metacritic.
Okay. I'm gonna say 86.
Final answer?
88. 87.
We're gonna go with 80. It's 80.
Oh wow. Okay.
Not
That's
too bad.
Lower than I thought.
Not too bad. I thought it would have been lower than that. The definitive edition is at 77. That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Oh wow, interesting. I wonder why.
But
yeah, I it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a good game.
Yeah. Speaking of good, we got a good mini game. I like the triangulation mini game. You have to drive. You have to look at your phone and try to get your little cursor into position but you have to also drive and make sure you're not running over people at the same time. Yeah. And you have to kind of get in the middle, and you'll triangulate it. And then you get this cool little like radio tower ping. Like you find the region on the map that they're in, and then you have to ping it and find which one stays the same and click it. And that's how you find your new location. And that's how we're going to find this guy that we're looking for.
Ratface Johnny.
Oh, Ratface Johnny. So we're going to fight some goons, totally just killing them with dropping an engine block on this guy, by the way.
Yep.
Doing some... At this point, your move list has grown to kind of really give you the upper hand with that Sunstrike follow-up. I use it all the time. Yeah, we get some chase sequences, some gunfighting.
Lots of tire popping.
Lots of tire popping. Yeah, we get on the motorcycle. We got to chase this guy on the highway with tons of motorcycles. Like you said, just they keep spawning.
It's an avalanche of exploding cars. I kind of love those sequences. They're fun.
Yeah, they are.
And they are over the top.
They are. And then we're going to action hijack the car. We're going to catch the Ratface, and we're going to bring him back to Mrs. Chu.
Yeah, and he's pleading with us. He's like, I ain't going to tell you nothing. You ain't going to take me alive. And as soon as we get to Mrs. Chu, he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're crazy. I'm not going to tell you nothing. And then he's like, wait, don't leave me. Don't leave me. And she's like walking up to him with that
He
cleaver.
sees the wild in her eye, dude.
I mean, she's a butcher.
Yeah.
She knows how to butcher something without killing it if she wants to.
Oh, gee whiz.
Yeah.
That's exciting to think about.
Yeah, so Mrs. Chu is just like, get out of here, Wei. You don't need to be here for this. And so we leave. Yeah. We're like, okay. And we leave that bug off, presumably, so Mrs. Chu doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah. We don't need Chu getting in trouble.
And and so like I said, we had 2 missions available, so we're just gonna jump straight to our next one. We're gonna go to meet the new
boss.
This mission is awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This cutscene is so cool. So we get back, and Conrad and Jackie are arguing because Winston's gone. Everyone's falling apart, and Wei Shen comes in. He's like, "Look, Winston's gone. We got to stick together now more than ever."
I feel like Wei Shen enters that room as like, he's like Jackie and Curtis. What's his dang name? What's his name?
Conrad. Excuse me.
Conrad,
yeah.
Dang Conrad. Curtis and Jackie and Conrad are arguing like the scene for Dumb and Dumber. Guys.
Yeah.
he walks in like that. Well, shut up.
Yeah.
He completely takes control of the room.
Jackie's like
showing again his destiny.
Yeah, Jackie wants to strike back immediately. He thinks it was the 18K triads, and then Wei Shen's like, "Why would you think it's the 18K?" And he's like, "Because he's like, it was 18K. It looked like them." He's like, "Well, maybe they wanted to be 18K." And then because Conrad's even trying to, he's like, even stupid Jackie knows that what the 18K looks like. And Wei Shen's just like, "Look, we can't act on hunches right now, pretty much." He's like, it doesn't make any sense. Something's not adding up. And then this guy walks in called Ponytail. This is a Yakuza character if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Ponytail's a straight gangster, by the way. And he's like, hey, listen, here's what's going to happen. Y'all are going to keep working, and you're going to kick up everything you used to give to Winston. You're going to get the Big Smile Lee now. And it's like, okay, why would Big Smile Lee want to have anything to do with this? Is he just was he behind it, or is he just acting because Winston's gone? He doesn't want that revenue to go nowhere. And then we get access to Winston's big old gold Desert Eagle.
This is a big moment. This is a symbolic moment. It's not only that he was reaching for the nearest weapon, picking up Winston's gun and the other guys falling in line and like backing him up here. That is the moment where Wei Shen takes this role.
Yeah,
like he is now
this part, dude.
the guy.
Yeah, Wei Shen's like, how about this? How about you relay this message back? Take that, shove it up your butt, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like, and if we see any of y'all around our place, we're gonna send them back in a body bag, if we even send them back. And then Ponytail is like, and Wei Shen turns into a gangster, dude.
This is Red Pole Way.
It is so cool. And then Ponytail's like, I don't think this is a smart thing to do. I don't think Big Smile Lee's gonna like that.
This.
And Wei Shen's like, I don't care. And he's like, let's make sure Ponytail gets out of here. Like, let's escort him out. And turns out Ponytail brought some backup with him because there's guys with guns all over the place, and we're going to have to shoot our way out of Club Bam Bam.
Yeah, it's time for a shootout in a nightclub.
And we get to use Winston's gun, which is actually probably the best gun to use in this whole game.
Oh, it's so strong. It's so
accurate.
disappointing when you run out of bullets, he just throws it on the ground.
I know, man.
It's like, what are you doing?
I'm more of a semi-fire accuracy shooter. I'm less so of a spray and pray kind of guy. So having this gun was great.
It works much better to air towards accuracy in this game than the spray and pray.
Yeah,
it's
shotguns
not
in this game suck.
I haven't picked one up.
I used a couple of them. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get this just bombastic chase, man. There's gunfire everywhere.
This is a good one. Ponytail is a worthy rival.
Yeah. Big Smile Lee sent some significant resources over here. Like he was planning on taking this place.
Right. That's a good point. This Ponytail showing up right now was we can either do this the easy way or the hard way sort of moment.
Yeah.
If you want to agree, you can pay us. That'd be okay. We're willing to let you pay me. If not, we're taking over the whole op. So this was inevitable.
Yeah, we get some car chases. We crash our car. We make sure Jackie's okay. He's like, yeah, go after him. We start chasing Ponytail down through all kinds of stuff. I actually stopped because I saw something shiny. I turned around and I let Ponytail run quite a ways away from me.
I've done this.
So I could pick up $50,000.
Dude, I did that in a foot race.
Yeah.
Last night, I was in. I don't remember what I was doing. I was in a foot race with some.
I almost lost the target. Like the mission was going to restart, but I caught up to him because luckily, Ponytail waited very politely for me by the dumpster.
Wei Shen seems to have gotten
Dude, $50,000 is a significant amount of money in this game, so
that's not bad.
I went and grabbed it, and then we get this just like crazy fight scene with Ponytail.
Yeah,
this dude,
is a good one.
He could scrap, dude.
Yeah.
It's a tough fight. I like these one-on-one fights, man. It's like
me too.
It's like in Ghost of
many
Tsushima whenever you have to like do the duels, you know. I like it whenever you have to fight like a worthy martial artist opposer.
The trouble is when you have a mechanic as strong as the counterattack in this game, it still makes these like one-on-one slightly more challenging fights still like a decent cakewalk. They're not hard by any means, but they're more cinematic.
Yeah,
and
either
they have more emotion.
It leaves you sitting there just waiting to do the
like
parry.
with the Shaolin kids. Yeah, that's exactly right. But you're right. Great fight. We end up knocking Ponytail on his buns before he counters and smashes Wei's face into a dumpster and takes off.
Ouch. Yeah, and then guess who shows up? The police. Yahoo.
Of course.
So we got to run from the police. But as we're running away, a limo is waiting for us at the end of the alleyway. And you're like, who the heck is this? They're like, get in. And you get into the limousine, and we get to meet one of the other Red Poles. We meet Broken Nose Jiang. Is that her name? Oh, Broke Nose. Can you tell us why her name's
Quite
Broke
the name.
Nose? I don't know why her name's Broke Nose.
Dude, I read her profile in the app in the phone, but I don't remember why.
But everybody's got a nickname, you know, and it has something to do with like a physical appearance of them. Like there's Pockmark, Broken Nose, Big Smile Lee, and Two Chin.
The thing that stuck with me about Broken Nose Jiang is that she is trying to lead her like family, her gang, her group away from the traditional kind of black market kind of behaviors.
Yeah, she's trying to be a little bit more sophisticated, right?
Human trafficking. She says verbatim, she's like, there are better ways to make money. So she's trying to like maybe bring a little class to the triads, whereas Big Smile Lee and Dog Eyes, that group, are just I don't know, man.
living. Broke Nose seems like she would have been on the Epstein list.
I'm certain she was on the Epstein list, but she's just trying to be more like, instead of human trafficking, what if we get into crypto? That's what she's bringing to the table.
Which, I mean, I can understand because, I mean, some of the stuff that she's wanting to get away from, it's a little lighter shade of dark, you know. She's still breaking the law, but less trafficking, less slavery, less really horrible stuff. So I can kind of get behind what Broke Nose is trying to do.
For sure.
I'm gonna call her broke nose, by the way, not broken nose.
it all comes down to a matter of who's bringing in the most money, and it seems like Big Smile is the one who he flexes the most anyway. I don't know that he is necessarily the red pole with the most power, but they really seem to give him like deference when it comes to like one-on-one kind of conflict scenarios, you know?
Yeah, and she's like, hey, look, with Uncle Po in the hospital, not knowing what his condition could shift, we're going to have to select a temporary chairman. And
So as not to appear weak to the 18K.
Correct. So one way or other, she's like, yeah, you should probably be present for that. So we kind of have our foot in the door with another red pole now. And we are basically an acting red pole for Winston. It hasn't really been made 100% official.
No. Yeah, you're right. They haven't done any official, only these symbolic gestures, no official ceremony yet.
Yeah, and so our next mission is going to be loose ends. Is that correct?
That sounds right to me. Oh, yeah, that's the one where, yeah, Jackie's like, hey, man, they're giving me a bunch of trouble. These guys are giving me trouble. I went to go bring them some gear. I don't know, something he stole. And instead of paying me the 200K, they gave me this crappy bike.
Yeah.
And so Wei Shen's like, all right, Jackie, give me the bike. He's like, what are you going to do? He's like, what I always do. And you go to the goons who gave Jackie the bike instead of the money.
Yeah, and this guy.
And it turns out to be Naz.
Yeah, this guy is like, hey, I know who you are. I know you're a cop. And we're like, well, that's not good. So we can't.
Because he's a CI. Yeah, he's an informant.
Yeah, he's a CI. So we
for the 18K.
Yeah, we got to get this guy off the street immediately. This is big problems for Wei Shen. If this guy doesn't get locked up or reported to his CI or whoever his the
handler is.
Yeah, handler. Thank you. His handler is.
Yeah.
So we get a motorcycle chase, and we catch this guy, and we have another human shield moment.
Yeah, dude, it's a moment.
This guy got lit up, dude.
Yes, he did. So you know how he tries to wriggle from you to get free? There's a moment where he's getting shot and like trying to break free. It looks like he's just like but he's also like, man, get off me, man. He's like yelling at him at the same time. He had to have walked out of that with like 100 bullets left in his body.
Yeah.
They talk about like 50 Cent getting shot 7 times and living. This dude got shot 800 times.
Man, the car I was driving got the tires shot out, and it was not fun driving out of this place.
Did you get the one that was parked the furthest away?
Yes.
Me too!
Yeah, and it had a flat tire.
Both tires on the right side were flat. Both on the left side were intact.
Yeah.
So I'm driving this car, and it's like...
Yeah, driving a car with a flat tire in this game is not a good time. But yeah, kind of a short mission. It just kind of comes and goes, and we end up delivering this guy back to Tang. And we're like, yeah, make sure this guy gets off the street. He's being rude, so we open up the trunk, we punch him in the face, and knock him out. And that's kind of that mission. Like,
yeah, what is he gives him a he's like, you know, don't speak such bad language. He's like, show the lady some respect. That's what it is.
Yeah,
and then he punches him in the face. Meanwhile, Naz pooped himself.
Yeah, kind of a fast mission.
It was a bit of a what's the word, like filler.
Yeah,
not to say it didn't have point, but it was just kind of like.
Yeah, I think if there was a filler, if you're gonna say a mission was filler, that was pretty filler. But I like that there was a reason for us to do it. You know, like
for sure,
they tied it in a little bit. But it's time for us to go back and see Mrs. Chu. Mrs. Chu's been calling. We got to go check on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this takes us to our next mission, Final Kill. And Mrs. Chu basically was like, you know, it was crazy back in the day. Dog Eyes used to sit at this very restaurant with Winston and the boys,
Sammy.
And I would feed them. And now look at what he's done. Dog Eyes was responsible for everything that happened at the wedding because I squeezed it out of that other guy. And so we're like, Dog Eyes, it's finally time.
Yep.
We're going to get Dog Eyes. I am so excited because I hate Dog Eyes.
I love this scene with Mrs. Chu. You can see she says something at early in the conversation. She's like, I hate what the game does to people, or like this I hate it's something about like how this business it makes people insane, like it drives people crazy. But she's saying that with this like ominous blue light shining up on her, so she's just like, it drives people crazy while she's stirring some pot. In my head immediately I'm like, oh, she cooked Rat-Faced Johnny. Rat-Faced Johnny was made into a stew. And so we're gonna see where that story leads. But that was literally my thought in the moment, knowing who this lady is and what her, her background, her culinary expertise is, and what we just did with Rat-Face. She has been pushed to the absolute limit. She was going to spend her.
I feel so bad.
She was going to spend her twilight years as a grandmother, and now she has no one.
She got her restaurant. That's about it.
Yep. That's about it.
So yeah, we go meet Dog Eyes down by the docks, and he sees us. He's like, "Oh no, get out of here, boys! Cheese it!" And he jumps in his boat, and then we kind of magically just have a boat. Yeah. And I don't know what it is about boat mechanics and games. Boats, they're never fun. I'm really hoping in GTA 6 they do something, because there's gonna be.
Have you played a little game called Wave Race?
I have played I have played a little game called Hydro Thunder, but almost every other game I play that has boat mechanics, it's just you just go straight. It's not very fun. In GTA 5 they did a little bit where you had to kind of like control, like you had to hit the tide kind of the right way, but usually the boat sequences in games are pretty boring.
Unless it's got a machine gun rocket launcher like Blood Wake, dude, I'm not interested.
Like Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan.
Once you strap some missiles to it, yes, dude, I'll shoot a guy. But this chase scene is not that fun.
Got to bring up major glitch happened right here for me. The very first ramp that you get to, where Dog Eyes hits the ramp and you ramp right after him, Dog Eyes gets hung up on the ramp, and he's going, he can't get up, and I'm just sitting there looking at him. I was like, well, maybe I can just ram him and get him over the thing. And he ends up like stalling out on the docks, like he's just stuck. There's no getting him off, and it says mission failed. Dog Eyes got away. And I was like, what the heck? I had to restart that sequence. So, but it was so funny because like I stopped. It's funny whenever you're doing it like a chase sequence like that, and you have to wait for the other people so you can chase them because you're.
It's so annoying. But Dog Eyes did the always critical hit. He cast Confuse and won the mission. He got one on you, dude. He cheated.
Yeah, Dog Eyes got the upper hand. Anyways, yeah, we chase him down to a fish factory. He like crashes his boat into this fish place.
Yeah,
I love this part.
This was reminiscent of the game's opening. It made me wonder if we were running through the same environment.
Oh, it could be. It could be.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're chasing through the fish market, and we're fighting bad guys in the fish market. And as always,
oh, dude, swordfish,
grabbing a guy, looking at the environment, see what highlights red, and immediately dragging them towards that thing. There is you could impale them on fish hooks that are like meat hooks hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, you can impale them on swordfish heads that are sticking up vertical on a pallet for some reason. Good. You can throw them into a vat of electric eels.
Yeah,
like we're creating supervillains in this place.
This is a horribly dangerous environment. OSHA will have something to say.
I actually had another glitch.
I want there to be like there should have been like a roped off kind of like room with a curtain, and like a guy goes in there, like you throw a guy in there and he walks out and he's sneezing. It's like, oh no, you gave him COVID, he's gonna die and all that.
I had another glitch. I found out that if you do the Sunstrike and you miss, like the Sunstrike follow-up and you miss, you still get the experience for it. So like I would stun people and I would purposely miss the kick a few times to get some Triad experience.
Are you wearing Triad bonus clothes?
No, I went back to just like whatever it was I wanted to wear. I was wearing the default outfit with some different shoes, just because it was raining a lot in my game and I wanted to have a jacket.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm wearing the Mountain Master Triad set. It's a plus 15 XP.
I don't like some of the matching sets.
It looks like something that Curtis would wear.
Yeah, I should have, but like I said, I just like the way my character looks. I'm okay with not This will be my third time maxing out triad experience. I'm okay with
You're
it.
just personally attracted to him. I understand.
But yeah, we chased down Dog Eyes to the meat freezer, and we had to fight him in the freezer.
Lock his butler in there, yeah.
And we fight some more goons with Dog Eyes, and we take him down. He's got a meat cleaver, so be careful.
That dang freezer segment was hysterical to me, because, like, as soon as Dog Eyes runs in there, Wei Shen has to feign, like confusion. He takes 2 steps in the meat freezer. Dog Eyes should be right there. Like, it's not a big room, and it's not, like, packed. It's just, like, some stuff hanging around.
I like to think he was, like, grabbing, he was holding and, like, onto a piece
like,
of meat
hanging
on the other side of it, you know?
Because Wei Shen walks in, and he's like... Yeah, it's just really good.
Yeah, so we're going to toss Dog Eyes in the trunk of our car, and then we're going to have a massive shooting section where we're not driving, we're actually just shooting.
Yeah.
All the way back to... this is one of those ones I was telling you about. You really can't afford to not shoot tires in this one.
Right.
I was fooling around just trying to get experience, and I actually died in this mission.
Who was it that you called to come pick you up?
I forget his name, but it's not one of our usuals.
Yeah, it was
Duke.
a different guy.
His name's Duke.
Duke, that's right.
Yeah, Duke comes to pick us up. And if you don't know who that is, that's okay, because we didn't either.
We don't either.
And then we bring Dog Eyes to Mrs. Chu.
Yeah.
And this part, he's freaking out. And Mrs. Chu is going to teach him a lesson. And she's like, yeah, you need to eat your noodles. And that's very obviously not...
Oh, no, I just had lunch, thank you.
Yeah, it's very obviously not real noodles. Yeah. It's, I think that's rat face. She's feeding him rat face. It's crazy, dude. She's lost her mind, but, like, in the best ways. And then she...
Yeah, he's eating rat face.
We don't know, like, as we walk out, she's, like, cutting his fingers off. So, Dog Eyes' fate... we don't know.
He's not long for this world. He's gonna go out in a terrible, awful, just screeching at the top of his lungs sort of way.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad for him for a second, but
not really. I hate him.
Dude, it's bad.
But Pockmark, we get a text message from Pockmark, and he's like, "Hey, Uncle Po wants to see you. Come to the hospital. Big Smile Lee, Two Chin, and Old Burke Nose are waiting."
I'm glad we finally get to see this Two Chin fellow.
Two Chin and Big Smile.
See if he lives up to the name.
And Big Smile. We haven't seen Big Smile Lee yet. And why is his name Big Smile Lee? So fast forward to the hospital. Uncle Po's like in the hospital bed. Pockmark. I like Pockmark. He seems like a genuine dude. And he seems like he should be the leader, but he's just like, nah, I can't be the leader.
Yeah, he's the attendant.
Like he obviously is the correct answer here. We see just this slob of a man standing next to Broke Nose.
He's the grapple class.
This dude's got just sweat stain, grease stain all over his shirt. Big old, just ugly dude. This is obviously Two Chin. And standing next to Broke Nose is who we can only presume is Big Smile Lee. Because he's got like a Joker scar.
Yeah,
that's why his name's Big Smile Lee, which I think is great.
Yeah. He's got the big smile. I like old Two Chin. He definitely lives up to the name. Broken Nose, still not deserving of the name, I wouldn't say.
No, yeah, we need to get a follow up on Broke Nose. Why her name's Broke Nose?
Yeah.
But yeah, Uncle Po is like, look, guys, I'm only alive because Wei Shen here saved me at the wedding. You know, I want him here. Like, I want him involved. And he's like, we need a new chairman to lead us. He's like, Pockmark, before we pick a chairman, I want you to make sure Wei Shen is initiated properly. I want him to be a properly initiated Red Pole. So we're there.
He says anyone that anyone that hasn't been properly initiated.
Yep, and that's the name of the mission is initiation. Yeah. Big Smile Lee doesn't talk, but he's very visibly frustrated.
He's there.
Almost everything that is being said. And so they send us off, and Pockmark's like, hey, yeah, your initiation is to off this dude who's been selling drugs to children. Mm-hmm. And he switched to 18K, so go make an example of him, and that will be your initiation.
Yeah, simple mission,
nice,
but it's time spent with Jackie.
Yeah, nice that he had this just kind of this task to fire off the hip for his initiation. Either that or Pockmark. I know Pockmark just knew, you know.
He had a task ready, and it was one that we can be morally okay with. It's like, don't worry, guys, you're not gonna have to feel bad about this one. He's selling drugs to kiddies, so we get to go kill off a true societal urchin with Jackie. But this is interesting because it's not Wei Shen who pulls the trigger for once. After we meet up with, what do we have his name? Oh well, it doesn't matter. After we meet up with the target that we're supposed to go off, we beat all the dudes up, and we finally get our chance to beat up on this guy and take him out when he pulls out a gun.
Yeah, before we get there, let's rewind just a quick second because I forgot to say something. Before they send us off for the initiation, the chairman he says, you know, Pockmark should take my place. He's like, no, I'm your advisor. And then Big Smile Lee's about to say something, and then Broke Nose hops in. She's like, oh, it should be Tuchin. Tuchin should do it.
That's right.
And we don't really know why she's, you know, voting for Tuchin and not herself. Yet,
I think this is my theory.
I have theories as well.
I think in a situation like this, the person who steps into the leadership role while the leader is still active will always be seen as the interim. And unless they were to do something dramatic and like truly embody the role of the leader, like killing off the old leader, it's going to be really hard for them to embrace the new role. So for Broke Nose, she would rather see Mr. Poe fully gone before she goes for that
and
role.
Also, Uncle, this is his blood relative. Tuchin is his actual real blood relative as well.
Oh, sure.
Says. So yeah,
and he's a patsy. He's like, he has power, but he's not the conniving, scheming one who's like seeking for ultimate power.
Yeah,
like he seems, I guess.
So there's some interesting power plays, and it also shows us that Broke Nose might be conniving still, but she's smart. So
yeah, definitely so.
So yeah, like you said, we drive, we call up Jackie, we're like, hey, we're getting initiated, you're coming with me, let's go get this dude. So we kind of meet up at like this little mall area, and we chase him down, we fight these guys. Once again, I had another glitch, man. I had a glitch where Jackie got grabbed by a grappler class, and I couldn't get him.
Tuchin?
No, I got caught by a Tuchin, and he I couldn't get the grappler class off of him, and he was the only remaining enemy, and I couldn't fight the guy we had to get because you had to beat all the enemies first.
Yeah,
and I had to
literally
restart.
Says you can't.
I had to restart at a checkpoint. I had to do it all over again, which is really weird. Yeah, usually it's funny because like I play games with our mutual friend Jacob, and he's the one that has the glitches, and I'm like, he played Spider-Man 2, and he had tons of glitches. I had none, and now it's like the shoes on the other foot. But anywho's, yeah, we fight these people, and he pulls a gun on us. This guy, what's his name?
I couldn't remember. I was trying to find a name in my notes.
Young.
Okay.
So Young actually pulls a gun on us, and he kind of has us dead to rights. You know, Wei Shen, we could get shot here. This could be the end of Wei Shen as we know it. But before he can pull the trigger on us, he gets shot in the back of the head. Jackie Ma just saved our life. He killed someone, presumably for the first time. And
on the way back, he's grieving.
Yeah,
he's like, wait, man, I never done that before, man. I feel it in my stomach. This isn't good.
Yeah, he's got the shakes, man. Understandably so. I mean, it's.
I remember my first time.
Yeah.
It feels bad.
I mean, I used to feel bad for shooting Nutri-Rats in the back of the head, but those are Nutri-Rats.
Yeah, this guy deserved it. They didn't.
But yeah, we drive back to meet Pockmark at like this kind of altar, and he initiates Wei Shen, Jackie Ma, Conrad, and Duke.
Good old Duke.
And he's basically like, hey, by the way, if you're a traitor, you'll die a most terrible death 1,000 times over in the dark by yourself. And every little bit of you will burn to death, and every individual grain of ash that you become.
Do you know Baphomet?
Yeah.
Do you know Lucifer? Do you know they're all gonna be there eating you at the same time?
At this point, if you were to betray any of us, then you're worse. You're worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, your mom's going to hell. Your sister, who's in hell already, is going to be down there welcoming you in. Wei Shen, you specifically, I'm looking at you. No, during that, Conrad is eyeballing Wei like yeah, I'm still looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sitting with the De Niro.
I don't know. I don't think he's looking at him like with any kind of like he still thinks he's a traitor. I think he's looking at him like, yeah, you're not a traitor because I saw you do cool stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel like he was, because Conrad's a dummy.
Yeah, he is. And, the game is willing to let us, be reminded of that pretty frequently.
Yeah. And
but Wei Shen is clearly, like, they keep cutting to his face and his eyeballs are going up and down. Like, he's like, he's like looking around. All this stuff is weighing on him. Living a double life always comes back to haunt in some way.
Yeah.
In some way.
Ooh.
In some way, Shin.
Yeah, and where our playthrough leaves us off is we get this cutscene with Raymond right after the initiation, where Raymond meets us, and he's just like giving us a random task to do. He's like, yeah, Pendrew's very impressed, but now he says you gotta look into this other guy. What's his name? Sunny Woe. He's like, I want you to find what you can on Sunny Woe.
Sunny, that's right.
And,
I forgot about Sunny.
Pendrew says it's a priority for whatever reason. But Wei Shen is asking the same questions that we're asking. He's like, why should we take him out? Because apparently, if we cut him off, it'll cut off the revenue resources and dismantle the network and hit the Sun On Yee where it really hurts. Because Sunny's stream goes straight to the Sun On Yee.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, by the way, have you heard anything about Dog Eyes? He seems to have disappeared.
Yep. No, nothing.
And Wei Shen's like, I haven't heard anything. And he said, oh yeah, and before I forget, we're taking in Jackie Ma. Because
that's some real bullshit for them to hit you with at this late stage of the investigation. He's like, what are you talking about? Jackie Ma is a low
he's a nobody.
He's not worth anything. You're threatening the entire investigation if you take him off the street.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that means he's low level. What does it matter? He served his purpose. He got you in there. You're getting too attached, Wei. That's what they keep having to say. Like, need I remind you, you are still a cop.
Yeah, and he said, he's like, yeah, you're so high up now. Jackie Ma's a nobody, and he's outlived his usefulness, so we're taking him in now, and see if we can't get other use out of him, like as an informant or whatever. And Wei Shen, obviously, that's one of his best friends, is like, no, I'm taking this up with Pendrew. He's like, well, this order came from Pendrew.
This came from Pendrew, yeah.
So that makes things really complicated for us.
Yeah.
And Wei Shen, he's like, yeah, there's a direct order. And Wei Shen's like, yeah, I'm not following that order. And that will conclude our main mission playthrough.
In fact, the next mission we have is to meet up with Jackie.
Yeah,
I stopped.
You got to call him and meet up with him.
When that cutscene or that mission ends, you get one more segment of nightmares from Wei Shen, where things are going. He hears Winston speaking. He hears Jackie and Raymond. Like, voices are conflicting and competing in his head while he sleeps. And he shakes out of his sleep, and the next objective is to start our next mission, which is called Dockyard Heist, and it's to call Jackie. So that's where we literally are going to start our next chunk of gameplay.
Go to the docks a lot.
We're gonna play through the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think our next chunk, I think we could make it all the way to the end. I think we should do. We should play all the way to the end of the main story, and then maybe we could do one extra bonus episode, maybe not nearly as long as these, just talking about maybe some side content, stuff like that. I'll try to remind myself to record some of that. The what's going to be on screen is just not going to match up what we're talking with. That's fine. I'll probably just put some B-roll in the back. But I think that's a good idea. I think we should play up to the end of the main story. And if you want to do the DLCs or anything like that, you could do that as well.
I do. I think our bonus episode should include those as well. I intend to play them because I didn't know that there were like these expansions. I've always had the definitive edition, but since I never finished the campaign, I never bothered.
I remember liking them, but they weren't like the coolest things ever. Yeah,
sure,
it was fun. Fair. It was a fun thing that they put in the game.
I think the bonus episode should be side content we didn't necessarily touch on here and DLC exploration to some degree. If you don't want to beat the whole thing, that's fine. I don't even know what they contain, so it just remains to be seen. So, I really, really enjoyed this chunk of gameplay
Me too.
a whole lot.
Me too.
The plot really takes off in like right after the wedding stuff, which I think that's where I stopped playing actually. Like if I remember correctly, my date with Peggy, that's the last thing I ever remember doing before I stopped playing for various reasons. I don't know if like going through the wedding would have kept the game in my playlist necessarily. I didn't stop for any other reason than just other things came along.
I was able to do some side questing, just stuff that's unremarkable, like just street races. I did all the street races, fight clubs, stuff like that.
But more street races unlock. I noticed that after doing the last mission, a new one unlocked in Aberdeen. And it goes along the harbor.
Oh, I did.
And I haven't done that yet.
I started doing all my side questing after I finished this mission. I started doing side quests just because I knew more of it would be unlocked. And I got my face level all the way to level 10 so I can go buy whatever I want. I bought the best car in the game. I bought all the clothes I want. So at this point, my Wei Shen will be dressed up in a leather jacket and designer jeans and cool stuff. Because now we're in now.
Yeah, I'm keeping the Mountain Master Triad set because I want to get my Triad level up.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm killing people in all the fun ways to get my bonuses, but that's where I'm at. I've done all the racing. I did all of the little oh dude, I need to update you on the camera missions where you go beat the guy up, hack the security camera.
I've been doing a lot of those as well.
I for all the areas that I had, I did all of them, and I don't know if the game's gonna. No, the game definitely has to give me more because I still have some that are undone on the screen when you're looking at the map. But what I discovered was, whenever I was finishing the hacking minigame, I closed it out after succeeding.
Oh, just like I did.
A 2-second closing animation.
Yeah.
And I hit B to like close out of the screen, not realizing that it canceled the hack.
Yeah. Because it gives you two things. It says beat up the thugs and install the thing. Yeah. That makes sense. No, I did the same thing whenever I was doing the
I remembered you saying that. And once I went after doing another one of those missions after you and I had this discussion, I did it again. I canceled it and I was like, "Oh, wait. I just canceled it." It occurred to me in that moment, and so I had to rehack. But then I realized that you had done that, and I had done that previously as well. So that's what that was about. And after playing this time, I was able to queue up several of those security camera hacking missions, and then go back and check them all in at the same time. So
nice.
Got all that stuff done as well.
Yeah, I did a bunch of. I haven't got 100% of them. I probably won't, just because my cop XP is so much higher. Because I've been doing all these little
I've maxed it.
These little side quests where like, hey, grab that sniper rifle on the roof, shoot this one guy, and like just random stuff like that. And I've loved
those are fun and quick to do. So
and they give you crazy rewards. I think that was some kind of like post game content that they added in. Because you get like, hey, here's a super fast cop motorcycle just for beating up a dude with a baton.
Dude, I know. I got that really early on. So like one of the first racing missions I ever did was it included that bike, and I was smoking them. I did amazingly in my cop motorcycle.
The only races that gave me trouble were just the B class races because I didn't have a B class car.
Your car sucks. The car sucks so bad.
But yeah, there's this one. I did this one mission where like the guy gives you a secret agent car, and you have to jump from car to car, and they're all blowing up.
Oh wow, I haven't done that one.
Yeah, and
is that an exclamation mark?
I think it was a favor. No. It's an orange car icon. It says like Road Rampage or something like that.
I need to check.
Yeah, it was wild. You like jump from each car. I'll let you experience it. But no, I think that's everything.
Yeah, dude, we did it.
Nice. Yeah,
we got through the chunk.
Yeah, so let's play through from our next mission, Dockyard Heist, all the way to the final mission called Big Smile Lee. Wonder who's going to be in that mission.
I hope Tu Chin is alive.
And then we'll discuss like anything extra after that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Word. All right.
Excellent chunk of gameplay. Can't wait for the next one. I'm probably going to start on it tonight.
I'm going to start as soon as I can. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But thanks so much for listening, everybody. If you want to write into us, we were more than happy to read that kind of stuff. We'll see you on the next episode of the Sleeping Dogs playthrough. My name is Brandon.
I'm Tyler. The email is gameplaylongclub@gmail.com. Send in your comments if you have them. We'd love to read them. Brandon, it's been a good one, bud.
All right, we'll go grab a pork bun. I'll see you later.
All right, dog. I got my ramen.
All right, peace.